The galactic bazaar on Station Prometheus hummed with 1,000 different lifeforms, each contributing their own scent, sound, and color to the chaotic symphony of interstellar commerce. Maurice wandered through the crowded aisles with the practiced ease of someone who'd spent the better part of 3 years navigating alien marketplaces. His worn jacket and calloused hands marked him as a freight hauler, one of the thousands of humans who'd scattered across the galaxy since first contact. He wasn't looking for anything in particular, just killing time before his next haul when he heard it. A sound so melodious, so achingly sweet, that it cut through the din like a knife through butter. Come see the Fluffin'," a Zentari merchant chirped, her crystalline voice modulating in excitement. Rarest creature in 3 sectors, cutest being in known space. Morris's curiosity got the better of him. He shouldered his way through the growing crowd, mostly composed of Velcarin with their 6 eyes all focused adoringly on something in a transparent enclosure, and there it was. The Fluffin looked like someone had taken the concept of adorable and distilled it into physical form. No bigger than Morris's fist, it resembled a ball of iridescent fur that shifted through every color of the rainbow. 2 enormous eyes, black as space itself and shining with what appeared to be innocent wonder, gazed out at the crowd. Tiny paws pressed against the enclosure's walls, and when it chirped, half the crowd let out synchronized Oz. "Incredible specimen," the Zentari continued. "Found on the paradise moon of Theta Lyrae. Docile, affectionate, perfect companion. A Draxian corporate executive identifiable by his expensive biosuit and neural implants stepped forward. I'll take it. 20,000 credits. 30,000, countered a Velcarin diplomat, her breathing tubes fluttering with excitement. Morris watched the bidding war escalate with mild amusement. He'd seen plenty of exotic creatures in his travels, though he had to admit this Fluffin was exceptionally cute. The way it tilted its head, the soft trilling sounds it made. Even he felt a slight tug at his HEARTS TRINGS. The Draxian one with a bid of 75,000 credits. The crowd dispersed, disappointed, as the executive's assistant, a nervous Plavari named Zix, carefully carried the enclosure toward the station's luxury quarters. Morris thought nothing more of it, and returned to his ship 3 hours later. Alarms screamed through station Prometheus. Morris was in his cockpit running pre-flight checks when the emergency broadcast cut through every channel. Medical emergency, Sector 7 all available personnel respond. Repeat, medical emergency. He'd learned long ago not to ignore station emergencies. They tended to affect everyone eventually. Morris grabbed his basic medkit and jogged toward Sector 7. The scene he found was chaos. The Draxian executive lay on the floor, his biosuit's emergency systems working overtime as blue blood pooled beneath him. His Plavari assistant huddled in the corner, 3 of his 4 arms wrapped around himself in terror. A medical team worked frantically on the executive while station security established a perimeter dot, and in the center of it all, perched on an expensive Alderani sofa, sat the Fluffing, except it didn't look quite so cute anymore. Its fur had darkened to a deep crimson, and those enormous innocent eyes now glowed with an unsettling intelligence. Its mouth, previously a small, adorable feature, had parted slightly to reveal rows of crystalline teeth that gleamed like surgical instruments. "What happened?" Morris asked a security officer, a 4-armed Krell who kept his weapon trained on the creature. The executive tried to pet it, the Krell officer explained, his voice tight with tension. "It bit him. The toxin is unlike anything in our database. Necrotizing, he might not make it." He paused. "And now we can't get near the thing. It attacks anything that approaches. We've already lost 2 drones." As if to emphasize the point, the Fluffin released a sound nothing like its earlier sweet chirps. This was a low, resonant hum that vibrated in Morris's chest and made every alien in the vicinity take an involuntary step backward. It was the sound of a predator establishing dominance. "Where's the merchant who sold it?" Morris asked. "Gone, vanished. False credentials. We're searching, but..." The officer trailed off, mandibles clicking in frustration. Maurice studied the creature carefully. It hadn't moved from its perch, but it tracked every motion in the room with those unsettling eyes. The medical team was preparing to evacuate the Draxian, but they'd need to pass near the Fluffin to reach the door. "I can get it," Morris said quietly. Every eye in the room, and there were many different types, swiveled toward him. "You're insane," the Krell officer stated flatly. "It's already killed 2 drones and nearly killed a Draxian. Whatever you humans are, you're not immune to neurotoxins." "Maybe not," Morris agreed, "but I grew up on Earth. Old Earth, before the city domes." He started forward before anyone could stop him. The Fluffing's eyes locked onto him immediately. Its fur rippled, darkening further. That predatory hum intensified, and Morris heard several aliens behind him retreat even further. He kept his movements slow and steady, his eyes never leaving the creature. Not staring, that would be a challenge, but not showing fear either. Just calm acknowledgement. He'd learned this dance as a kid in the Australian outback, where everything from spiders to snakes to the occasional saltwater crocodile could kill you if you didn't respect them properly. The Fluffin tensed as he approached. 3 meters, 2 meters, 1 meter. Maurice knelt slowly, bringing himself to eye level with the creature. Up close, he could see the intricate patterns in its fur, the way its crystalline teeth caught the light. Beautiful and deadly Earth had taught him that those two things often went hand in hand. "Hey there," he said softly, his voice carrying none of the fear that radiated from the other species in the room. "You're scared, aren't you? New place, new smells, everyone grabbing at you." The Fluffing's hum stuttered, faltered. "Yeah, I get it. Been there." Maurice extended his hand slowly, not reaching for the creature, just offering. "Earth's got creatures like you. We call them cute but deadly. Box jellyfish, blue-ringed octopus." "Slow, Loris. They taught us something important. Just because something looks harmless doesn't mean it is. And just because something's dangerous doesn't mean it wants to hurt you." The creature watched his hand. Its fur began to lighten, cycling back through darker purples and blues. "That executive, he didn't know. Thought he could buy you, own you, pet you like you were some toy. But you're a predator, aren't you? Probably use that cute appearance to lure in prey on your homeworld." The Fluffin tilted its head. The hum had stopped entirely now. It leaned forward slightly, sniffing at Morris's outstretched hand. "That's it," Morris murmured. "I'm not gonna hurt you. Not gonna grab you. Just letting you know. I see what you really are." The creature's fur shifted through the entire spectrum again, finally settling on a soft lavender. Its eyes, while still large and dark, had lost that predatory glow. It chirped a questioning sound, almost conversational. Then it bit him. Not the full bite that had taken down the Draxian, just a quick nip, barely breaking the skin. A test. Behind Morris, someone gasped. He heard weapons powering up. Morris didn't flinch, didn't pull away. He just kept his hands steady, his breathing calm, and looked the Fluffin directly in its enormous eyes. "Nice try," he said with a slight smile. "But I've been bitten by redback spiders, stung by stonefish, and once had a taipan snake decide my boot was interesting. You're gonna have to do better than that." The Fluffin stared at him, and then impossibly it seemed to relax. Its fur brightened to a gentle cream color, and it made a sound Maurice could only describe as pleased. It stepped onto his hand, weighing almost nothing, and rubbed its head against his thumb in what was unmistakably an affectionate gesture. Morris stood slowly, cradling the creature. The room remained frozen in shocked silence. "Someone want to get me a proper enclosure?" he asked. "One that's actually secure. And maybe contact the xenobiology department to figure out what this thing actually is and where it really comes from." The Krell officer lowered his weapon slowly. Why didn't it? "Humans are persistence predators," Morris explained, gently stroking the Fluffin, which had started purring. "We evolved alongside some of the most dangerous animals in the galaxy. We learned to read predators, to respect them, to not show fear even when we probably should. This little one," he held up the creature, "it's not evil, not aggressive, just misunderstood, and scared. It needed someone who understood what it really was." An hour later, after the Draxian had been stabilized and evacuated to intensive care, Morris sat in the station's xenobiology lab with Anastasia Chen, the chief xen. She was a young woman with sharp eyes and sharper instincts, and she'd been studying the Fluffin with undisguised fascination. "You were right," she said, looking up from her scanner. "It's an apex predator. The cute appearance is evolutionary camouflage. On Theta Lyrae, they use it to approach prey animals who find infant-like features The neurotoxin is incredibly sophisticated. It's a modified venom that paralyzes nervous systems across multiple taxonomic groups. So why didn't it work on Morris?" asked Zix, the Plavari assistant, who'd been grateful enough for the rescue that he'd insisted on being present. Anastasia smiled. "Because he didn't trigger its